Welcome to the next episode of Salon Scandals. In the Pedicure Confession, an ordinary day in a bustling beauty salon turns extraordinary. As Kimberly settles in for her routine pedicure, an unexpected visitor, Tim, arrives. Secrets are unveiled, revealing hidden lives and shaking relationships. Join us as we delve into this intriguing tale of betrayal and uncover the truths that lie beneath the surface. How well do we truly know those around us? The air in the salon buzzed with the usual symphony of hair dryers, chatter, and the faint hum of gossip that seemed to cling to the walls like the scent of lavender shampoo. It was a Wednesday afternoon, the kind of day where the regulars filtered in with their familiar routines and predictable small talk. I'd been a nail technician here for nearly a decade, my hands steady and practiced. As they filed, buffed, and painted toes into perfection, my station sat near the front of the salon, giving me a front row seat to the comings and goings of our little world. A world that, on this particular day, was about to unravel in ways I never expected. Kimberly was one of my favorites. She'd been coming to me every 3 weeks for the past 2 years. Her pedicures a ritual as reliable as the sunrise. She was in her mid-20s, with a bright smile and a laugh that could lift the gloomiest of moods. She worked at some corporate office downtown, always dressed in sharp blazers and sensible heels, though she'd kick those off the moment she sank into my pedicure chair. Today, her toenails were getting a fresh coat of cherry red, her chatter light and cheerful. As she recounted the latest office drama, something about a stolen lunch from the break room fridge, that's when the bell above the door chimed, and in walked Tim. I'd seen him around the salon before, usually perched in Laura's chair for a trim. He was 27, Italian, with dark hair that curled just enough to make him look effortlessly charming, and a smile that could melt ice. He carried himself with a quiet confidence, nodding hello to the staff as he made his way toward the back. I barely gave him a second thought, until I noticed Kimberly's reaction. Her head snapped up mid-sentence, her eyes locking onto him like a deer spotting a hunter. For a split second, I thought she was about to call out his name. Her lips parted, her body tensed, but before she could, he breezed past us, his back to her as he headed for Laura's station. Kimberly's gaze followed him, a strange mix of recognition and something else. Something I couldn't quite place. "Oh, you know Tim?" I asked casually, dipping my brush back into the Polish bottle. She turned to me with a sheepish smile, her cheeks flushing slightly. "Yeah, he's dating my best friend from work, Sarah. Been together about 6 months now. He's such a sweetheart." My hand froze mid-stroke, the brush hovering over her pinky toe. I felt my jaw drop before I could catch it. "Oh, really?" I managed, forcing my voice to stay steady. "Who's your friend? How'd they meet?" "Sarah's my cubicle buddy," Kimberly said, oblivious to the storm brewing in my head. "They met at some happy hour thing we all went to. He's always tagging along with us, lunches, drinks after work. I didn't know he came here, though." She twisted in her chair, craning her neck to catch another glimpse of him. "I should say hi." Before she could finish, I grabbed her arm, gently but firmly, pulling her back. "Wait," I hissed, my voice dropping to a whisper. Her brows knit together in confusion, and I leaned in closer, my heart pounding. "Don't. The stylist he's with, that's Laura, his wife." Kimberly's eyes widened, her mouth opened as the words sank in. "His wife?" I nodded, glancing over my shoulder to make sure no one was eavesdropping. "Yeah, married 8 years. They've got a 6-year-old son too. Adorable kid. Comes in sometimes with Tim for a quick cut." The color drained from her face. She sank back into the chair, her hands gripping the armrests like she was trying to anchor herself to reality. "Oh my God," she breathed. "Sarah doesn't know. No one at work knows. He's never mentioned a wife, or a kid." I kept my voice low, my hands moving mechanically over her toes to keep up appearances. "Are you sure? He's never slipped up?" "Never," she said, shaking her head vigorously. He's always with us, laughing, flirting with Sarah. I thought he was single. She's going to be devastated." For a moment, neither of us spoke. The salon's usual hum felt deafening in the silence between us. Kimberly stared at her feet, her cherry red toes suddenly seeming trivial against the weight of what she'd just learned. I could see the gears turning in her head, the panic settling in. She'd have to tell Sarah. There was no way around it. But right now, in this moment, she looked like she wanted to disappear. "Don't let him see me," she whispered suddenly, slouching lower in the chair. "If he knows I'm here, he'll figure out I know. And then Sarah, I've got you," I said, adjusting the towel over her lap to shield her a bit more. "Just keep your head down. He's too busy chatting with Laura anyway." She nodded, her eyes darting nervously toward the back of the salon. I stole a glance myself. Tim was leaning against Laura's counter, laughing at something she'd said. His posture relaxed and easy. Laura, with her sleek blonde bob and sharp scissors, smiled back, oblivious to the bomb that had just dropped at my station. They looked happy, like any married couple sharing a mundane moment. It made my stomach twist. Kimberly didn't say much after that. I finished her pedicure in near silence. The usual banter replaced by a heavy, unspoken tension. When she left, she tipped me generously, maybe out of gratitude, maybe out of guilt, and hurried out the door without looking back. I watched her go, feeling like I'd just witnessed the opening act of a tragedy. The thing about working in a salon is you see everything. Relationships bloom, secrets spill, lives unravel, all while you're holding a nail file or a blow dryer. But this was different. This wasn't just gossip to toss around over coffee. This was a betrayal, a quiet explosion that would ripple far beyond these walls. And I was stuck in the middle, whether I liked it or not. I didn't say a word to Laura. What could I say? "Hey, your husband's cheating on you with some girl from his work office." No way. I wasn't about to light that match. Besides, Laura and I weren't close. Just co-workers who swapped polite hellos. And the occasional complaint about sore feet. If she suspected anything, she never let on. She kept cutting Tim's hair, kept smiling, kept bringing their son in for his little trims. Life went on. About a year later, though the whispers started, Laura and Tim were splitting up. The official story, at least the one Laura fed the salon, was that she'd left him because of his depression. She said it with a sigh, her voice tinged with sadness but resolute. His moods were too much. She'd told one of the other stylists while I eavesdropped from my station. The ups and downs, I just couldn't do it anymore. Maybe that was true. Maybe Tim's double life had worn him down, and Laura had borne the brunt of it. Or maybe it was a cover, a way to save face when the real reason, his affair, had torn him apart. I'll never know for sure. Kimberly stopped coming in after that day, so I never got the follow-up from her side. Did she tell Sarah? Did Sarah confront Tim? Did the truth ever come out? I can only guess. Laura remarried a few years later. I saw the photos on her Instagram. Her in a simple white dress, beaming next to a kind-looking man that was 15 years her senior. She seemed happy, lighter somehow, like she'd shed a weight she'd carried too long. Their son was in the pictures too, taller now, grinning with a gap-toothed smile. Good for her, I thought. She deserved it. Tim's story ended differently. Word got around a while back that he'd died. Heart attack, they said. He was only 38. Way too young. I don't know if the stress of his secrets caught up with him, or if it was just bad luck. Either way, it felt like a quiet, final curtain on the whole mess. Looking back, I still wonder about that day. What if Kimberly had called out to him? What if I'd told Laura what I knew? Would it have changed anything, or just sped up the inevitable? I'll never know. All I've got is this story, a scandal that unfolded right under my nose. Painted in shades of cherry red and betrayal. In a salon full of mirrors. Sometimes the hardest thing to see is the truth staring back at you. And so I keep painting toes, keep listening, keep watching. Because in a place like this, you never know when the next secret's going to walk through the door.